Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and as you can see by the lovely playmat I have in front of me today, we are going to be doing an update of my Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck. So I hope you guys all enjoy the deck profile that I have for you guys today. Now, I did base this deck a little bit off my buddy Kyle. Shout outs to him. He's probably watching this video and smiling ear to ear right now. But yes, I actually took some of his concepts of Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck and I applied it to my deck, but I did make a few slight modifications to fit the way I like playing the deck. But yeah, without further ado, we'll get into the deck profile. But yeah, I've enjoyed the deck. There's many different ways you guys can play Blue Eyes White Dragon, like I've been telling people recently. Blue Eyes Chaos Max, regular, fusion, Link Kaiba now. You really want to go down that route, so there's a bunch of different ways you can play. So first off, we have 3 Blue Eyes Chaos Max, and I know a lot of people out there, they usually just play 2 of nowadays, 2 Blue Eyes Chaos Max, but from talking to my buddy Kyle, who's been playing this deck as long as I have, we like running 3 of this card. Especially because it's searchable and you can drop 2 very easily in a duel, and 3 of helps you because you're only running 2 Manju, because Manju is a waste of a normal summon, and you're running, like I do with my buddy Kyle, he runs 2 Advanced Ritual Art and the 2 Chaos Form because you can easily search this piece here. For that reason, I like running 3 of that. 3 the Chaos Max form. So you can run 2 if you want to go down that route, but I prefer 3 of. Some people may disagree with me, but I prefer 3, and from testing and watching him play the deck, and me play the deck from testing as well, I like it as a 3 of still. Then we got our 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I decided to go with all of my other favorite alternative artwork of Blue Eyes, the original OG artwork that we got recently reprinted, the movie pack artwork, and my beautiful rarity of Blue Eyes with the tablet. People don't like Blue Eyes with the tablet, but I actually like it. For some reason, I guess I'm the exception. I don't actually like Blue Eyes with the world, though. That just looks a little bit weird. It looks the same thing, just with the world behind it. But I like the tablet version. I guess that's just me. But you run your 3 Blue Eyes standard in any Blue Eyes deck. We also run our 3 Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. If you can't tell in this playmat here, this is Blue Eyes Alternative up here, and this is Maiden with the eyes of blue over here. So, yeah, you got your 3 Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. Standard, pop a card, easily searchable. It's another target you can search with Melody, because in this deck, in this version of the deck, anything besides the standard version of Blue Eyes, where you're just going for your synchros and exceed plays, you have a lot more targets with Melody, as we'll talk about in a bit. 2 Dragon Spirit of White. If this is in your hand, like my buddy Kyle was telling me, just use Chaos Form with it because it's a level 8, so you can. If you just draw this in hand and you don't have a trade-in, it's not dead. If you have the Chaos Form with the Chaos Max, you can search out. There you go. There's a Chaos Max on board, just like that. So you use it for that reason. A lot more differently than a standard Chaos Max deck, but yeah, it has a little bit more versatility in this deck, or in this version of the deck. 3 Sage with the Eyes of Blue. Pretty straightforward. Your Searcher. We still have a lot of targets in this deck. You have not as many as the standard version I run, but the 3 Whitestone of the Ancients, your Whitestone of Legend, and your Effect Veiler, which Effect Veiler in this deck really helps out so much. So I do like the 1 Effect Veiler because it's searchable and it can negate stuff on my opponent's turn. If it wasn't searchable, I wouldn't run it. Next you have your stones, your 3 Ancients, and your 1 Legend of White. Like I told you guys before, this got reprinted recently. If you want to get a hollow version of it, they're much more cheaper than they were prior to that. They came out of the Duelist Pack Kaiba that just got reprinted, so you probably can go online and pick some up or trade for one of them at your locals. But your 3 Whitestone of the Ancients and your 1 Whitestone of Legend, pretty standard. Now here's where it changes up a little bit. 2 Manju of 10,000 hands, because you don't. He's good, but gosh, if he gets negated, it sucks. And plus, you have your main normal summon in this deck is going to be your Sage to search out things. Manju is there usually 90% of the time to search out one of these, your Advanced Ritual Art or your Chaos Form. This is what it's usually going to search out most of the time. more like probably 85 to 90% of the time. So this is what it's mainly going to search out for, because Chaos Form can easily be searched out through Melody, or you can just hard draw the dang thing very easily. So for that reason, you only run 2 Manju, because you can easily draw into this, and if you didn't draw into it, you can usually use Manju to search the missing piece. So I like it as a 2 of, because also, as I've been finding from testing the deck, you don't want to draw 2 of these in your opening hand, because one of them is just going to be dead. So as a 2 of, it's a card that you want to see sometimes, but not all the time, if you get where I'm going with that. But yeah, I like 2 Manju instead of 3. 3 is a little bit too much. People may disagree because you're running 3 Chaos Max, but play with the deck before you hate it. Then we also run some hand traps, your Max C and Effect Veiler. If you do have Ghost Ash, or Ghost Ash, run it. Run Ghost Ash, Ash Forehead. She is amazing. And I would probably cut some other cards out of the deck to make room for her, because the deck I've been just testing online, even though I don't own Ghost Ash, the deck works amazingly in this era that we're having right now, I guess you could say, where we're using hand traps a lot more, until they come out with a hand trap that negates hand traps more. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is you can have your Chaos Max on board, and you have your Chaos Max on board, and maybe have, instead of setting traps, you have 2 to 3 hand traps in hand, and you're just sitting there going, okay, you're going to do that, I'm going to negate that. And they're going to have a harder time now to get over the Chaos Max, because you're stopping them with your hand traps that you have in hand. So honestly, if I was to play the deck and I had Ghost Ash, I would cut some other cards out, run the Max C, Effect Veiler, and 2 Ghost Ash. Or at least at minimum side deck the cards. But Effect Veiler is still good because it's searchable, and Max C, as long as this is legal, you run Max C, because Max C is good and gives you draw power. So no problems with Max C. Next we run 3 Melody of the Awakened Dragons. Unlike the standard version of Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can search out a lot more targets with this. You can search out your alternative, you can search out your vanilla, and you can also search out, like I was telling you earlier, your Chaos Max as well with your Melody of Awakened Dragons. If you want to play the fusion version, which if you guys really like, I will try to update that for you. But you also can search out Blue Eyes Shining Dragon from the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie with Melody of the Awakened Dragons. So you have a lot more targets in this deck considered the standard, where you just have Blue Eyes an alternative. So something you should just know. Next we have our 3 Trade-In, pretty staple in any Blue Eyes deck out there, and the 1 Cards of Coincidence to boot as well. We also then have our 3 Return of the Dragonlords. I still like this card in the deck, and the 1 Silver's Cry. I really like the 3 Return of the Dragonlords in this deck, because either I'm sending something to grave to reborn it, or it's extra insurance or quote-unquote protection for my dragons. So that's the reason I like running the 3 of, and I still like the 1 Silver's Cry, because it's Silver's Cry. It works out well. So some people like this as a 2 of. I like it as a 3 of, but that's just my personal take. That's just my take on it. Next we have for the rituals, we have our Advanced Ritual Art and our Chaos Form that we run as 2 of Peace, which I apparently misplaced it. So yeah, we have our 2 Advanced Ritual Art and our 2 Chaos Form here, as you guys can tell. Like I was talking about the ratio earlier, Chaos Form is good in hand, Advanced Ritual Art's good if Blue Eyes is in deck. I can easily add the Blue Eyes from graveyard back to my hand to use Chaos Form. So it's more versatile, I guess you could say. From testing and seeing my buddy do it, Kyle, use it, I like this ratio, and I'm going to stick with it, I think. From playtesting, I thoroughly think it's the correct way to go if you're building a Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck. Try it out. Once you play around with the deck, you'll notice that you can add, with your Stone of the Ancients engraved, I can add back my your Blue Eyes from the graveyard to my hand to activate the Chaos Form. So you get where I'm going with this. It's a lot more versatile in that respect. And Advanced Ritual Art is still good, no doubt about it. Nextly, we have some 1-ofs here. We have our Soul Charge, our Upstart Goblin, and our 1 Regeki. No traps in the deck. I decided to go trapless with it. Some other cards that some people run sometimes in the deck that I will talk about very quickly. But Regeki, it helps clear boards. If they made Utopia the Lightning, this helps get around it. Upstart Goblin, draw power. Soul Charge is still amazing in the deck. The Achilles heel that I have found time and time again, there's 2 Achilles heels of Blue Eyes Chaos Max. Number 1, Kaijus, but Kaijus stop everything in Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays. And number 2, Utopia the Lightning, which is the real Achilles heel for this. So you try to prepare to, you know, stop a lightning, even though you can't stop a kaiju necessarily all the time. But some tech cards I've seen people run over the course of time in the deck is, I've seen people run the Fable Catsif in the deck. Something that I was considering running in the deck before I took some cards out is Blue Eyes White Maiden, which is another card you could try out in the deck. I've seen people run 1 Warning in the deck if they want to do that. There's so many different ways that one can play Blue Eyes White Dragon. But those are some of the little tech cards you can try out in the deck if you wanted to. Just letting you guys expand your horizons. So, now on to the extra deck here we have. We have our 2 Seto Kaiba tokens for good luck. May the blessing of Seto Kaiba be good on us when we place Blue Eyes decks, right? We got our double Spirit Dragon, our Azure Eyes. I got double of that. Like I always say, I always feel like I need double Azure Eyes because I always seem to go into 2 of them for some stupid reason, for protection. So double Spirit, double Azure Eyes. We also won 1 Moonlight, Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. We also won 1 Michael the Light Swarm Arch, Michael the Arch Light Swarm, excuse me, and 1 Crystal Wings Synchro Dragon. So, if you guys are wondering how we get into Crystal Wing, you use one of these with a level 1 tuner to go into Crystal Wing if you didn't know that. For your level 8 Exceed plays, we have our number 38 Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy, Sky Prison number 68, Alcé the Sylvan High Protectorate, and I'm just trying this out in the deck, but number 23 Lancelot the Dark Underworld, number 23. He allows you to attack directly. And then we also have here our Galaxy Eyes package of your Cypher, your Full Armor, and your Dark Matter, as well as the 1 Fusion that I go for sometimes. So 1 Twin Burst, which helps out, like I always say, in the Rogue matchup department. So that is the extra deck. That is the deck in a nutshell. I love playing Blue Eyes. You guys should know that by now. I love Seto Kaiba. But yeah, I also enjoy this playmat because it looks gorgeous looking. But I hope you guys have all enjoyed this deck profile. It's a fun deck to play. There's so many different variations of Blue Eyes you can play, and each person individually can build the deck so differently from one another. I've learned that over the course of the years. Different players like running different ratios of different cards in Blue Eyes, and that's perfectly fine. But I've given to you, if you haven't seen it, I did a standard version of Blue Eyes not too long ago, and this is the Chaos version. The 3rd version you can run is, you can run the Fusion version, which is fun because you can go for Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, and then the other version, which I've seen a lot recently, which it's a good build, I won't deny that, but it's not my cup of tea with the deck, is the Link Karibo version of Blue Eyes, which you can check out on Team Samurai channel if you guys want to. But if you guys like, please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and remember to subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos. And until next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Good luck dueling to all of you.